The intelligence briefing from June 29, 2026, marks a clear transition in international security. The Research Security Center defines this space through a specific mandate: protecting critical knowledge and technology from advancing the geopolitical and security interests of foreign threat actors. This intel highlights a transition where open research networks are hardening into a high-security ecosystem of sovereign defense. We are analyzing the week's intelligence through 3 strategic vectors to map this transition. Vector 1 focuses on allied supply chain integration. Vector 2 identifies adversarial countermeasures and espionage. Vector 3 examines domestic hub fortification. These 3 vectors track a coordinated, global restructuring of geopolitical power dynamics. On June 30th, Canada and Germany signed a joint declaration of intent to integrate their semiconductor sectors. Policymakers have reclassified these components as critical infrastructure, essential for artificial intelligence and economic security. This European integration runs parallel to the United States, where the National Security Agency and the Army Research Office just launched the Quantum Eagle Initiative. Both agreements share a single objective: eliminating reliance on foreign suppliers for the advanced hardware necessary for sovereign quantum capabilities. This strategy extends to academic institutions, highlighted by McMaster University joining a Canada-led mission to the Baltic region. By aligning applied research with Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, McMaster is executing a strategic maneuver in digital defense. Securing these supply chains transforms international research corridors into fortified geopolitical defense perimeters. This diagram illustrates China's July 1st regulations, granting broad powers to review and restrict outbound investments. Beijing is restricting technology transfers and skilled personnel in artificial intelligence and green tech. This defensive posture coincides with aggressive regulatory actions aimed directly at Japan. China blacklisted 20 Japanese entities, including major defense research institutes, to choke off their access to Chinese-origin dual-use goods. Economic policy warfare is now escalating into physical conflict, with the direct infiltration of military academic infrastructure in Eastern Europe. Ukrainian security authorities recently arrested a suspected Russian intelligence operative working through networks in Transnistria. The operative sought access to classified technical documentation, detailing the engineering of reconnaissance and strike unmanned aerial vehicles. The physical target for this theft was the Odessa Defense Academy, proving that academic hubs now hold critical military data. Foundational defense academies function as primary targets and active frontlines for state-sponsored intellectual property theft. This map shows domestic academic sectors rapidly restructuring into formalized, dual-use defense hubs. Western University and Dalhousie University recently signed an agreement to combine research strengths. This partnership pairs Dalhousie's marine research with Western's geospatial intelligence, accelerating the development of sovereign Arctic defense technologies. This Canadian ecosystem mirrors developments in Europe, specifically the Netherlands' launch of the Mind Tech Center. Hosted at TU Delft, the facility integrates defense officials, startups, and university researchers into a single development environment. This hub architecture is a NATO-aligned strategy designed to shorten the timeline from academic research to operational military deployment. Sustaining these defense hubs requires a workforce pipeline, driving the rapid expansion of AI degree programs across Atlantic Canada. Alberta's provincial investments in quantum nodes provide the essential raw processing power required for these future digital defense networks. Democratic nations are weaponizing their academic pipelines to serve as the direct engine for sovereign military capabilities. Stéphane Dion argues that a unified science diplomacy strategy is the necessary response to these global threats. His core axiom requires a unified Team Canada architecture, where diplomacy, defense, and academia converge to manage modern technological rivalry. This architecture relies on intelligence support, as detailed in the recent CSE report, documenting over 3,200 cyber incidents. The CSE is deploying artificial intelligence and quantum-resistant security measures to actively safeguard Canada's digital sovereignty. Digital defenses must be paired with awareness of human threats, such as covert foreign talent recruitment programs identified by the NSF. The NSF advisory warns that traditional compliance-based disclosure frameworks are currently failing to stop this human-centric espionage. The recommended countermeasure involves fostering a highly competitive domestic research environment to retain critical talent. In Canada, the May Tax Accelerate Defense and Security Call serves as an immediate application of this retention strategy. This program funds applied research in AI and cybersecurity to outpace adversarial acquisition and keep critical talent within the domestic ecosystem. Securing intellectual property has evolved into a fundamental requirement for national survival in the 21st century.